My name is Dara, and this is my policy persuasive speech. And it's actually going to be about the legalizing of cannabis, marijuana, pot, weed, whatever you want to call it. There's plenty of other ways. I was going to ask how many people in here have smoked weed, but I'm kind of scared to after the guy back here already said that he works for it. I don't want to go to jail, so no, I'm just kidding. Okay. These are all going to be my my reasons, my proof as to why I feel that marijuana should be legalized. So, these are my 10 reasons, okay? According to the American Association for Cancer Research, they found that marijuana actually works to slow tumor growth in the lungs, breast, and the brain considerably. Marijuana is a relaxant and has antispasmodic qualities, which have proven to be effective treatment of seizures. Since medical marijuana was legalized in California, doctors have reported there has been a positive treatment out of 300,000 patients using marijuana versus conventional medicine, and that's according to coed.com. Glaucoma is the only treatment that I always knew about that marijuana was mostly used for, so this is also news to me, all these other ones. Multiple sclerosis treatment, which Montel Williams had MS, and he started smoking pot to relieve his symptoms, and it stopped his neurological effects and his muscle spasms. Tourette's and OCD. Marijuana slows the tics and suffering from Tourette's and the obsessive neurological symptoms in people with OCD. A well-documented study at USC over a year ago showed that marijuana is not a perfect alternative for Ritalin, but treats the disorder without no negative side effects that come from the pharmaceutical Ritalin. So if anybody knows about Ritalin, or you actually hear of Ritalin, you're like, oh my god, this medication makes people sweat like crazy. My older brother has ADHD, and he took it, and he was just off the walls, all over the place, pouring sweat, could never calm down. It almost seemed like it made him worse. Marijuana helps with symptoms of chronic diseases such as irritable bowel syndrome and Crohn's disease. It stops nausea, abdominal pain, and diarrhea. According to the Scripps Institute in 2006, it proved that THC found in marijuana works to prevent Alzheimer's by blocking the deposits in the brain that cause the disease. It's pretty powerful stuff. And of course, for us women, premenstrual symptoms can be treated, of course, as they can treat IBS and Crohn's disease, and they can treat the same abdominal cramps that we deal with, forever. According to the American Cancer Society, it also states pot enlarges the airways, which they believe eases the severity of asthma attacks, which you think would be the complete opposite, because supposedly smoking makes asthma weird. But according to the American Cancer Society, they're stating that smoking weed can ease asthma attacks. I thought that was pretty powerful stuff. Crazy, ironic, but powerful. A 2006 study performed by researchers at the University of California at San Francisco found that marijuana helps improve the effectiveness of drug therapy for hepatitis C. Patients that smoked it every day or two found that not only did they complete the therapy, but the marijuana even made it effective in achieving a sustained virological response, which is considered the gold standard for therapy, which means that the virus left and there's no sign of it in the body. Finally, a study on addictive behaviors published by the USC and SUNY Albany in 2005, which 4,400 participants made it the largest investigation of marijuana and depression to date, found that those who consume marijuana occasionally or even daily have lower levels of depressive symptoms than those who have tried marijuana ever. The study added that weekly users had less depressed moods, more effects, I can't read my own handwriting, and no somatic complaints than the people who had never smoked weed before. I find that incredibly crazy, honestly. And the only few things that I know about marijuana, honestly, is from watching stand-up comedy. And if you have ever watched Cat Williams, you have watched him talk about the only effects of marijuana is 3 effects. It makes you hungry, happy, and sleepy. So that's the only thing I know about it. I don't have personal experience with it. I'm sure I probably act like it, but I do not. I have friends that have smoked it. I try not to be judgmental. I have cousins that live in Colorado. I know people that have made money that distribute it, and it's legal. And I've been to California, and I've seen those medical dispensers that sell it. These people have these actual legitimate cards, and but there's rules, as there should be everywhere else. But as long as everything else is being taxed and taxed the hell out of, if marijuana is brought here, I feel like our debt in the United States would go down tremendously. Tax the crap out of it. Who said that legalizing marijuana had to be cheap? Don't tax the crap out of it. Everyone else does in the 3 states, which is Washington, Colorado, and California, and also, I think, North Dakota. There's 4 states. So this is happening. Regardless of if we like it or not, this is happening. And I just gave you specific things that have actually happened. It's research studies that are in the books. These are reports. These are proven things that are helping people. They're preventing diseases. They're avoiding asthma attacks. These are making people with diseases. It's stopping them. It's relieving their symptoms. I mean, that's a beautiful thing, and something that's so looked at so negatively. Because when I think of marijuana, I think of some hippie with dreads and a tie-dye shirt and walking around the street with holes in his pants, and that's totally stereotypical, and it's not fair, because after doing this research, which was actually a joke for my husband, when I was talking about the topic, he was like, do it over this. I'm like, oh my God, it's perfect. Because I don't know that much about it, so I wanted to look into it. And when I did, I was totally stunned. There was just so much information. I honestly had to stop writing because there was more studies out there. So many more things that are helping people, and it's preventing stuff, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I just want to share that with you guys. Thank you.